Welcome, Tim, to Oceans 5. Nice that you come over all the way to Australia.
I appreciate the invitation.
Yeah, we saw your letter. It was a good letter. You got really interested. We got really interested, and we chose from a lot of invitations. We chose you and some other guys and girls, by the way. I want to know something about you before hiring you at this company. I want to start with some questions. Just feel relaxed, do your thing, and yeah, exactly. And good luck, and don't feel like nervous or something. It's okay. I want to start with some questions from the organization. First of all, why would you like to work for our organization?
Well, basically, Oceans 5 is one of the most impressive companies I've seen on the internet because you focus on the environment and to protect animals and the last resource the world has to offer. And I think this is a really valuable mission you have. Besides that, the people working for you and for your organization are really impressive personalities because each one of them has like their own company and they contribute to Oceans 5 in their own way. And I think each one of them is worth spending time with. And I can learn not only about the company, I also can learn from the personalities and from the persons themselves. Really valuable lessons for my life.
Interesting. And how did you become interested in this kind of field? This.
Well, first of all, I want to contribute to the planet because since I'm doing self-development, I recognize that it's not enough to gain money and have a nice car in the end. I want to make a difference in the world, and I want to make the world a better place than it was before, and also give my children the opportunity to experience the same values and the same characteristics of the world what I was able to experience.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. And what interested you about this position you are?
You mean the internship in marketing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that position is especially interesting for me because I'm also interested in communication. So I want to make most people aware of the fact that the world is does not contain endless resources, and we have to protect the resources we have and the animals we have because they're really, really valuable for also like for the whole circle of the nature. The whole planet doesn't work without a sustainable system. So I want to make the most people I can aware of the fact that we have to protect it and we cannot live our life as we lived it before. Otherwise, at some point, the whole system will collapse.
Okay, nice view. Yeah, okay. I know something about your interest in the organization. I want to go further with the personal questions. Can you tell me something about yourself?
Well, thank you for the question. I appreciate your interest in me. I'm a really ambitious person. I like to, as I said, I like to improve myself, and I also like improve the world. So I see myself as an expression of the universe, and I want to be part of the world and make the world a better place. So I strive and tussle for everything that makes me and my contribution better. So I don't see the job as a job to gain money. I see the job as an expression of myself as well. So I really like working for you.
Okay, interesting. And I'm just curious about your hobbies. Maybe you can relax. I'm just curious about
of course.
How you be as a person because we have to fit it in the company.
I have several hobbies. I can talk about that.
Yeah.
I like playing basketball, which also led to my biggest hobby, coaching basketball.
You coach as well?
Yeah, I'm a coach. I was coaching several student teams and youth teams, and now I'm a coach of student team here in Groningen. So it's really cool, and we didn't want to match yet, but we're trying, we're improving, and that's every time there's a new lesson I can learn from them, and every time I come back home from the training and the practice, and I know someone got better and had some nice feelings because he improved, makes me feel really happy. And yeah, besides coaching basketball, I like reading, and what else? That's a good question, Joris.
Okay.
That's basically it.
You also, yeah.
Yeah, one of my biggest hobbies is actually going like on social interactions, on events, on parties, on like to be with my friends and to have nice conversations about life and about the meaning of life.
Interesting. Okay, and if you have to describe your ideal job, how do you describe that?
Well, my ideal job would include basically two things: growth and ambition. Like I have to be ambitious about my job because otherwise I won't excel. And everything I do, I want to excel in it. So if I want to protect the nature, I don't want to protect only like the lake in northern Holland. I want to protect the fucking Pacific. Okay? And um, furthermore, I want to grow, and I want to grow every day. I want to learn things, and I want to become better in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I want to make something meaningful for me and also for the whole world. Plus, I want to get better in that every day.
Okay.
That should be my ideal job. It doesn't matter that much what I'm doing, but it needs to trigger my interest.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. And thank you for describing your ideal job.
You're welcome.
If you will join us, what do you think you can offer us? What advantages do you take with you?
There's one key word, Joris. Dedication. I will be dedicated for my whole life because your job offers me growth and ambition in one position, and I will not see that as I said, as a job to get some money. No. I will see that as an expression of my life. I will dedicate my whole life in that job, and I will do my best and everything I can to be a good employee and to excel. And I want to make a movement out of it. I want to move the whole world to like this education and to that view of the world that all resources shouldn't be seen as endless resources. We should be more careful what we do, Joris.
And what do you consider as your greatest strength? Like, what can be effective from your greatest strength for our company?
My greatest strength? Ooh, that is a good one. Let me think about that. I would say my greatest strength is passion. I can develop passion if I work in something.
Yeah.
I work, like, it doesn't matter what, but if I work for something and I do something for that, I grow interested in it. And I want to work more for that. And as soon as I work more for that, I want to work even more for that. And my whole life is like dedicated to that one thing. And it's like an arrow who goes even deeper and deeper and deeper. And I cannot stop thinking about that. And this is, my passion develops over time and it grows bigger and I cannot help it and stop it. And it's insane. My passion is, once it started, I cannot stop it. And that's why I want to work for Oceans 5, because I want to let my passion grow in your organization.
Okay, interesting. Helpful, maybe helpful. Yeah. And if you go further on, who are your role models?
Well, my role model is Leonardo DiCaprio.
Really?
Not only because he's a great movie star and actor, he is also one of the members of Oceans 5. He dedicated, next to his movie career, his life to the protection of the last animals, the last stocks of animals and nature environments. For example, sharks, because there are like only 3,000 sharks left in the ocean and only 2,000 tigers in the whole planet, which is insane. And it should be like, more people should be concerned about it, but they're not. And Leonardo DiCaprio uses his popularity to make more people aware of that, and I think that's a really valuable and priceless position he's in.
Okay. Good explanation. Thank you. And in a job, what will motivate you? What motivates you most in the job?
Mm, I think the impact the job has on the world. I cannot work for like a accounting company who makes like the bills for a car company. That doesn't have a meaning. I go to work and go home and I didn't change anything. My ideal job should make a difference in the world and I should be proud of working there. And what else? My ideal job should let me grow as well as I develop over time.
Yeah,
Um, that's like the
that will motivate you.
major characteristics of my ideal job.
Thank you. Thank you. And I got to know a little bit about yourself.
Mm.
Furthermore, I want to know something about your education.
Mm-hmm.
You said in your interview, you said you studied at Hanze.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you choose this major?
Well, IBMS is a study which is really broad. I don't want to narrow my future on one specific thing. That's why I didn't choose communication or accounting or finance. I chose IBMS because it is really open. I can choose. I can go in any area I want after that,
Mm-hmm.
and I can go marketing, accounting, finance, anything I want, and that's why I chose something broader than only one specific subject.
And why did you choose the Hanze specific?
Well, the Hanse is a really good university because it's really practical and you learn to work in teams and with multiple nationalities. Like I can work with Dutch people, with German people, and with Asian people all together in one class. And this is something really valuable for me. And I learn how to deal with different nationalities, different cultures, and it was a great time.
Okay, okay, thank you. And about experience, I want to know something more so we can maybe get to know you better. Did you work while going to school?
Yes, I'm actually since I'm 18, since I turned 18, I was always working at something.
Yeah.
And during my school now, during IBMS, I'm still working as a journalist. I write blogs about anything actually. My boss sends me topics and I have to write about them. So I have to adapt to anything he writes me.
Mm-hmm.
Every day I have to write one blog, which is about 600 words long, and it takes about 2 hours. And sometimes it's challenging because I don't like the topics and I don't know anything about the topics. Sometimes it's about real estate or finance or like the American real estate market. Some typhoons or tycoons in America will make a big difference. I don't know anything about that. So I have to read myself into that and get interested and then deliver a good text. So my boss will be satisfied and get a lot of clicks and can earn money with my text. And as soon as that happens, I'm really happy.
Okay. You don't find it irritating that he earns the money except for you, or?
Well, I get also paid from him.
Okay.
I get compensation for each block, and if I work really fast, I can earn more money in 1 hour. If it takes more time for me, I will lose, of course, a little bit of it, but still I earn enough money to pay my rent, and that's most important for me because otherwise I would have to sleep in the street.
Okay. And before that, or maybe did you do any volunteering work? And what kind of volunteering work did you?
Well, let me tell you. Since I told you already, I was working as a coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is kind of voluntary work.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, I always helped out in my community, in my city. You have well, I'm not that old yet. So during school, I was volunteering in like the basketball club and like the sports facilitation we had. So hosting tournaments and everything. And I was involved in the organization and everything around it.
Cool.
Yeah.
And how do you think your former supervisor would describe your work? Like you told about your blog thing, the boss. How do you think he would describe your work?
Well, since I worked there, I started last May 2015. He never complained, but he always gave some criticism to me. And like, since a few months, I don't receive any criticism anymore, which I'm really proud of myself, because that means I could implement his criticism to my work and deliver a better text in the end. I think he would describe me as flexible and really adaptive. So everything he tells me, I try to implement in my texts. He said, "Hey, Tim, you have to be more entertaining for the reader. You have to catch the reader's attention. You have to think about something different here. You have to replace this sentence with a more catching sentence." And so I was thinking about that, and I always try to do my best. And now I got more responsibility from him, and I think he's really proud of me now as well.
And okay, that about your experience and furthermore your career goals. I want to know something. For example, do you prefer to work under supervision or do you prefer to work on your own?
That depends on the supervision. If my supervisor lets me work on my own and experience my own mistakes and improve and grow, that's fine by me. I don't have to be the boss of someone, but I have to be the boss of myself. I want to grow and do the things I'm doing on my own. I want to have responsibility and get better at what I'm doing. If there's a supervisor who tells me each step I have to take and only like gives me a narrow area where I can work in, it's not enough for me. I have to think outside the box, and I have to be led from my supervisor, like be encouraged to think outside the box. If that's the case, I'm fine with any supervision.
Okay. And would you also be successful working in a team? Or
I love working in a team. I love it. It's amazing. With different nationalities especially, because every personality gives input from another perspective, and every person is different, and every person has different views on things. And as soon as we say, there's a topic and we need to solve it, and there's a problem to the topic, we need to solve it, and I'm like, okay, we should do it like this, and I try to convince them, and then someone else says, but did you think about this area? I'm like, wow, I never thought about this area. Wow. And sometimes it blew my mind. Some also, like some Asian guys in our class, they have like incredible views on the world.
I guess it's could be true. Yeah, and furthermore, a little bit of interest in your traveling thing. How do you feel about travel? If you have to work, if you have to travel for your work, or if you have to live somewhere else because you're already living in the Netherlands, how do you feel about it?
Well, to be honest, I'm not really a person who is stuck at home. I miss my home and my hometown, but I don't feel the urge to go back there. After I finished my school, I moved to Munich for a couple of months and I loved it. I could have stayed there for more years, but I got a job in Berlin. So I moved to Berlin and stayed there for 1 year. Then I decided to travel, and I traveled in Argentina for as well half a year. And it was great, and each time I had a new accommodation, I felt at home, even though I was not. So everywhere I am, I see the new perspective and the new challenges, and I kind of find a way to feel at home anywhere I am. Now I'm in the Netherlands, and I could also stay here for several years, but I don't have to.
Okay, that's it for your career goals questions. I want to know something about your behavior as well. what is the biggest challenge you've faced in college, and how did you deal with it?
My biggest
Yeah.
challenge in college.
Yes.
That is a good question. I think for me personally, it is different to learn something and to know that you don't need it anymore after you have learned it. It's like the old-fashioned education what we have here in Holland. We have to learn something by heart, deliver our knowledge on an exam, and afterwards we don't need the knowledge anymore. We have like subjects with thousands of theories, with like statistics, with calculations, we have mathematics, we have business theory, and it's all interesting and it's all good to know, but I won't need it anymore after my graduation. So I have to learn it, even though I know I won't need it anymore after I have learned it. So that is a really challenging thing for me, but at that point it's necessary to do, and I sometimes struggled with it, but I think I do a good job in that area as well.
Okay. Thank you. And we come to the last question for this interview. I want to know some little thing about you. Describe a situation where you had to do several tasks at the same time. And do you got like stressed or?
That's a good question. Oh, I think I have a good example for that. It reminds me on my previous job in Berlin. I was working in a beer garden, and I was doing the burgers and the beer, and I was the only one working there. It was a Sunday, and it was a great day. It was sunny, I remember. And okay, imagine me, it's like I'm the only one behind the bar, and there's the beer area and the food area, and I have to manage both at the same time. If someone comes, I want the beer and the burger, I have to make the burger and the beer. It's really easy if one or two persons are coming at the same time, it's no problem. One wants a burger, one wants a sausage. I remember that Sunday, I think it was June, it was a really sunny Sunday. There was a group coming, 45 people, and I saw them from behind, and I got nervous already. There were 45 people coming to the beer garden. I was the only one working there. I got nervous. I was like, are they coming to me now? Do they want to order food and drinks? Normally I have colleagues who could help me out, but at that day there were no colleagues. I was on my own. They came, and then I knew, okay, they all gonna order something. They look like company celebration party group, and they're gonna order a lot. So I have to manage 45 people straight. What I did is I thought ahead, and I made burgers already before they ordered. I thought about, okay, 45 people, maybe 20 burgers, 10 sausages, and 10 breads. I organized everything, and I put it on the grill, and I already made some beers. Well, the first people came. What happened? The beers were already ready. I told them, hey, wait a little bit for the burgers, they're ready soon. Take the beer already. So they were satisfied for the next 10 to 15 minutes. Then they got nervous. I said, hey, by the way, where are our burgers? And I was the only one there, and I said, give me 5 more minutes. And everybody was like nervous, sitting around, and I was also nervous because I knew, whoa, now they're coming and they're expecting burgers. And they came to my stand really like almost angry and said, wow, we're waiting now 25 minutes. Can we have our burgers now? I said, yeah, sure. And everything was ready on the table. And everybody came and picked up their burgers and the sausages. Everybody was satisfied, sitting down. I had the second round of beer already ready for them to pick up. And it was something really stressful, but teach me one thing. If you look ahead, you can manage any problem you have to solve.
Okay, thank you, Tim. Really interested interview. Thank you for your answers. I note everything down, so we can. I will let you know in about a week. What we choose, and cheers.
Thank you very much for your
Goodbye.
time. Appreciate it.